Hello and welcome to Module 5, where we talk about how this document can be utilized to help with your planning throughout the school year and to help you strategize. This data tracker, as you can see, is more than really just data. It puts all of the important information you need at your fingertips in one place. So now you no longer have to worry about leaving things behind. I'm sure many of you bring a computer with you or have a computer at home. Now that it's digitized, your information is always in front of you. So, the class roster, the birthdays, the allergies, the parent contact, the dismissal, these are all, even the student checklist, these are just nice things to have. You could even, if you prefer, some people do prefer to have this printed out, you could always print it out, write everything down, and then input it later on in your digital data tracker too. So the most important part of the data tracker is putting the data in front of you. As a 6th year going on to be a 7th year teacher, I can tell you for the first 3 years, I was not paying attention to my data. So how did I really know? How did I truly know if I was benefiting or helping my students? Data is power. Having that in front of you, tracking it, paying attention to it is going to make you a stronger teacher, and it's going to give you a stronger classroom. So having your grade books readily available, I would go through, and I have to admit, I'm still working on making sure that I grade. Sometimes, I will admit, your grading gets behind. You tend to grade a few days after the fact, but it's so important to make sure after you give, for example, I give a lot of exit slips for math. Glance at that exit slip and figure out, okay, was there only 2? Was there, 80% accuracy? Then you're good to move forward. You need to see if you're being effective in your teaching, and looking at the data is proof. Are you being effective, or do you need to change your approach? So glance at those exit slips. Don't just input the grade. Don't just highlight. It's great that you are going to highlight and really pay attention to, I might need to work with Miranda because she really did not understand that. Or maybe, all of my students really did not understand that. I need to go back to the drawing board. Exit tickets are also your fuel. You're able to look and analyze, okay, where did your students go wrong? And if your students are going wrong on the same step across the board, you know that you're not teaching effectively and you need to come up with a different way to get that information mentally across their brains. Okay, so having the grade book is one thing. Also, benchmark results. This is so incredibly important. This is really where you're going to be able to look at that data and know, wow, my students are really showing growth. It's unfortunate because you have 6 months at a time before you're really seeing that data, at least from January to June. So pinpoint, isolate, comb through. Look at the skills that your students are not reaching and make sure that you make the time to sit down and address those skills, because that's how your students are going to grow. Having your services, your annual review, your CSE meeting calendar, your notes. This is gold. Having everything written out in front of you. It's really up to you, though. You're going to have to be punctual. You're going to have to make sure that you take responsibility and make sure that you're inputting all of these notes throughout the year, but guess what? It's right there in front of you. So you can see the patterns, you can see how your instruction is helping your students. And as a teacher, you have 100 meetings a month. You have, you see so many people in a day. You have 50 emails a day. You know, it's so incredibly important to make sure that you write down those important notes that, you know, I'm not going to remember a meeting I had in September when I'm in June and I'm trying to make sure my IEPs, my 504s are ready to go for the next school year. So all in all, not only does this keep you organized, it holds you accountable, and it also is going to make you a better teacher by really acting as a mirror, so you can truly see how your instruction is helping your students. Maybe it's not helping your students. Maybe you have to go to back to the drawing board. A data tracker is so incredibly important. And again, remember, this can be fine-tuned to fit your needs. Maybe you don't want to have birthdays. You don't want to have the parent contact forms in this. Maybe you want to create a whole separate where you have one that's just specifically for data, and one that's more student-friendly focused. Maybe you want to have a general education view and then make a copy and have a special education view. This is just a way I like and prefer and suggest this way so that you, your special education teacher, your aides, you're all looking through, maybe not your aides, but you're all looking at the same document. So, she can log her notes and she can see my notes. And you might even want to color code, you know, who documented, or just from the bat say, you know, I'll handle the benchmark results. You will be in charge of the CSE meeting calendar portion. You'll be in charge of the annual review portion. So this is just one way to keep everyone on the same page in a very, very busy profession. And having this is really going to make you feel like you're in control and you're not forgetting things, and everything is laid out in front of you. So please, please, please go to my survey located in the Google Classroom. I'd love to know what you may think I am missing and what you think that I could add in order to strengthen this and make this a resource that's really going to benefit as many people as possible. You know, this is just the beginning of this project, and I'd love to revamp it and add or maybe even minimize. Maybe I need to go in a different direction to make this stronger. I'd love to get your feedback, so please make sure you fill out that survey. And I loved working with you throughout this workshop, and I hope that you will take this into your classroom and make it your own, because every teacher deserves to feel like they are in control of their data, of their schedule, of their calendar, and ultimately, every teacher deserves to feel like they are making a difference, and really looking and analyzing your data is going to help you do that. Have a wonderful school year. I wish you all the best. Thank you.